put on my DJI mic so I can get the ball rolling with you guys while the fans start coming in. So let's hit this button really quick. We'll be doing a mic check, 212. And show you guys what we got going on this episode. So excited. Let's see who's joined in so far. I'm gonna try to read the comments live on YouTube too. All right, we got our first couple people. Hello, Cheeseburger. That's his name, Cheeseburger. Hello, Laura. Hello. Oh, I missed the last one. Hello, Wanda. Whoa, you guys are coming in quick, too quick. Only got time to set up. Can you guys hear me? Yes, I'm gonna test out the mic again. Audio okay, everybody? Anybody? Audio loud and clear? All right. We're in business. So check this out, guys, for you early tuners. Ready? Oh, in the podcast room. So check it out, everyone. This is going to be our official desk. This live is going to focus pretty much on that since it's already almost up and running. You can see from the last time I went live, check this out, man. Look at the progress on this. Freaking amazing. Alex already put the bottom molding too. We got the recess lights up at the top. We got our chairs and everything for our guests. So I'm assuming like Alex and I would sit here. This is the backdrop. I'm thinking of putting like an LC sign right here, an LED sign with the podcast name. That's probably the last thing to go. And then Alex is just a jack of all trades. Pretty much. Okay, guys. Rotating with Josh and Alex. That's funny. Ask the questions. Let's get to this. Wouldn't even let Alex off to watch the Dodger game. Is there a Dodger game today?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
We're playing in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's what my dad was talking about. He said if we have Sling, that it's on Sling.
Is it?
That's what he said. But you know my dad. Where's my dad gonna sit? In his office? Unless he's a guest, my dad does not want to participate in this stuff, man. But yeah, this is pretty freaking cool. You guys can see the progress is absolutely crazy. Could you beat Cascade Heavy Rescue in a liftoff challenge? Who's Cascade Heavy Rescue? Alex, you know of them?
I've never heard of them.
Can someone link me to Cascade Heavy Rescue? Are they rotator work? What the hell? My extra dimensional kitty cat is named Pepe.
Shit.
Pepe's worldwide debut towing. Murphy's Diesel.
Yeah.
Murphy's Diesel, I know of them. They're cool guys, but I don't think they lift. They're more like showing off and stuff. I don't think they really do anything on our level. Sure, you guys should be one of the first guests. Why do you guys call your dad Shredder? Oh, that's a good question.
Ask Angie.
So my dad is the Shredder because he's an old school boss. You know, before PC culture, before there was HR stuff, when bosses would like get mad at you. So he's of that old school mindset. So anything will set him off, like, you know, these minute things that to Alex and I, oh, okay, this problem happened or this happened. My dad just goes ballistic on things. But then afterwards, he gets like really calm, like, hey guys, what do you want to eat? Like right after chewing you out. So he just got that nickname, the Shredder. Do stories. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So besides bringing on heavy hitters from the industry, I'm already in talks to bring on different, for this podcast at least. We'll have brokers, a lot of people from the insurance side, law enforcement side, like the tree guy you guys mentioned, other toll companies, how they do things, all kinds of cool stuff like that. You know, do an interview with Susan Bailey and Thad Bailey for the rigging. So we will be taking a lot of notes, reading these comments on who you guys want as guests. You guys knocked out that Coors Light. Crash like bosses. Oh, dude, that Coors Light one was crazy. You know, we still have the beer here. I thought they would have picked it up. But no, Swift is gonna come pick that up because it has to be properly disposed of. Usually, sometimes in these cases, when it comes to the load, they let us take care of it. Like, hey, just dispose of everything and send us a certificate of destruction. But I guess because it's beer, they can't risk it. They have to do it themselves. It's Coors Light. I mean, it should go in the trash anyways, but whatever. Got a lot of people offended on that Coors Light thing on Instagram and YouTube. I didn't know there were so many piss water fans in this community.
They got upset.
Mad butthurt, dude. F you, I bet you drink Bud Light, you loser. No, that's even worse, but whatever. You know what, I really need to get this, I wish I could see the live on here. Oh, you know what, I can. Hold on, guys, bear with me 1 second. There we go. I just sent myself the link to my tablet so I can see your guys' comments. I wish you could see what I'm seeing. So my screen, just about this is my wallet, my MagBack wallet, and my screen is like this size, so all your guys' comments are in the little section right here on my phone. So I'm gonna try to do something by, let's see. So I can see all your guys' comments in real time a lot better and do something by, whoa, this is crazy. I did it, but I don't see the live chat. Let's see. Bear with me, folks. Un momento. You guys keep those comments coming because I'm about to get to you in 1 second. Done. I have chat now. This is awesome. Okay, my late grandma called it horse pee for Coors Light. Your late grandma's a genius because that is correct. Beverly Hills, let's all smoke up right now. No. I'm sure glad to be done with the crane job. Yes, you and I both. What's the hourly rate on Hulk? Good question. It depends on like 50 different factors. There's a private sector where you can negotiate back and forth. Let's say it's super busy and I'm the only one here. So if I take Hulk out, it's gotta be worth it for me. I tell them 900 an hour. They say that's too much, can you do this? Or, you know, whatever. If it's a police job, then you have contracted rates. It can vary as low as like 700 and something to like 1100 and something, depending on the area. So a lot of different factors when it comes to those rates. What was the first record you drove? Probably a flatbed. If not a flatbed, a little Dodge or a Hino wheel lift truck. Those like little baby FSP looking trucks to pull cars off the freeway and stuff. You can put the chat in the live stream. Well, if you guys are watching this, you guys can see the chat yourselves, right? Unless I do. Ever dealt with celebrities or they gonna buy time you to get a job? Dealt with celebrities? No one crazy. I've seen Simon Cowell driving in his Ferrari once in Beverly Hills from American Idol. I've seen Gordon Ramsay's house. Well, one of them. I know they've got like a billion of them. I've seen Nipsey Hussle when we impounded his money truck. But no one crazy or like up close where I actually interacted with them. That'd be pretty cool though. No drinking alcohol when are working. Tell that to the news. What special stuff are you guys doing to prepare for EV hazards? Nothing. I do nothing at all to prepare for that. It's such a rare occurrence. There's really nothing to do. in a big EV situation anyways, there'd be multiple agencies involved, like on my lithium battery job. So there's really nothing I got to do. And we don't really do light duty. So towing Teslas and all that, when we get them, they're usually off the side of a cliff. And with that, forestry is involved and stuff. Should have Jonas as a guest. I would need a translator for that. Jonas is a super cool guy, but I don't know if you've ever heard him try to do something like this. Yep, we can see the chat. Good. I brought up the chat because someone mentioned I could put the live stream on the chat, but you guys should all be able to see it yourselves. How long have I been towing? I've been towing since 1964. I just take a lot of vitamins. That's why I look so beautiful. How many different pieces of equipment do you own? Oh, wow, good question. And all of Pepe's Inc., with all our locations, over 100. It varies every month because as one truck gets sold, another one gets bought, and vice versa. But we hover right now, including all flatbeds, all wheel lifts, tractors, Landaus, rotators, wreckers. We're at about 100 pieces of equipment hovering. Josh, you're the best and getting better with the new studio suite. That's clearly my alt account, but thank you, I appreciate it. Ever been approached to, like in a fight? Yeah. Alex was there with me actually. Funny enough, that guy that tried to fight me, he had Hulk on his truck too. Good times. Can you get your dad and uncle to be the first guests with like vintage pictures? Absolutely. I would love to do that. My goal is to have this podcast be super, super huge, right? But that doesn't mean every episode is going to be like a celebrity or some like super high ranking CEO. It'd be cool to bring my dad on for like filler episodes and get background info on the company. My uncle too, because they're both owners right now, but they run things like one's AM radio and one's FM radio. In fact, it might explode this office if we get them both in the same room. Oh, imagine they start fighting. Gee, Alex, can you move the camera back to get Pep in here? Ever been approached trying to get a TV show? Oh yeah, I've covered this multiple times. Never panned out for a few reasons. The first couple I didn't like. I thought about one and like the first time I went forward with it, COVID happened. And the other ones, I just never picked up after that. But the other ones I didn't like because they're too dramatic. Like those Highway Through Hell shows, all those shows. Every single episode, it's like, oh no, we got this thing. And you know, it's all dramatic. Everyone running around with their heads cut off. It shouldn't be like that. If you see my videos, Alex and I mean, Alex is pretty much silent in most of his videos anyways. And then when we're on scene, it's just cracking jokes, even with the most extreme hardcore job. So I'm not a fan of that whole fake drama stuff. And I'm sure those companies are great, and it's the networks that force in that drama. But you notice how they're always snapping cables, chains are always breaking. I seen one episode that I'll never forget that put me off to it, where they're on a highway job, and I think the guy's name is Sonny, some Indian guy. Well, of course he's Indian, his name's Sonny. But he had backed up to, it was like his first time running the rotator, and it was this big thing, and cameras everywhere, the freeway blocked, and they go to pull out his cables, and it's like, it's not working, what are we gonna do? And then like after 5 minutes, they find out because his cable's all jacked up and spooled up. I'm like, that's embarrassing, that should never happen. It's just, that's not, I don't even think that's something they added for dramatic effect. It's just, stuff like that is just, I can't, that's why I can't do those shows. And if I were to get a show, I'm sure they would want us to do stuff like that, and that's not our style. When's the last time you broke a cable winch line? I've never broken a cable winch line. Never broken a cable winch line. I've been careless in the past, whereas it's wrapping up something, you know, it touches, as it's coming in, like it'll touch the container or the casualty, and you can kind of like kink it. I've kinked it, but I've never broken a winch drum. That should never happen to anybody. You notice how we're freaks, you know, with our working load limits, with our numbers, with over rigging. You should never snap a winch cable. Jojo is awesome. You should slap a camera on him and give, dude, I would love to slap a camera on Jojo, but he's a boomer. He's at that age where he's not old enough to be a boomer, but he's not like young like us where he's technologically fancy. So I've had a couple videos like where Alex passed him the camera to finish recording the job, and you know, Joe's just swinging it around and not knowing what to do with it. He's too fast paced, but I would love to train Joe on how to use, you know, the action cameras, because that guy gets some crazy calls. He does, like, not every call we do that you see with the rotators, you only see that because Alex and I film and we have rotators, but we do a lot of calls without the rotators. And Joel's one of the main guys that does that. So I would love to get him trained on how to film better. Let me put this right here. By the way, check out these Pepe stickers. I got them up on my website, holographic and everything. Do you have to run any more certifications other than a Class A license to run a rotator? I mean, technically no, because take away the rotating feature, it's just a regular Peterbilt heavy duty truck, right? You just need your regular license to drive it. There's no specific like DMV requirement that just because your boom rotates, you need a special license. But obviously if you're gonna be on police rotation, they do require certain training, like California Tow Truck Association. How much maintenance do you guys do to the rotators? I've seen some jobs you guys go through the muds. The rotator, like I mentioned just now, is just a standard truck. Whether it had the rotator body or not, it's just a Peterbilt chassis, so the same maintenance as a regular truck. The difference is the different points where you would have to grease it. It obviously has, you know, more nipples and stuff to grease up, like on the boom. You do have to take care of the winch cables every now and then. We'll unspool them out. We'll put fluid on it. The outriggers get very muddy. When you have to put those spades inside of like mud and you come back from a job, it gets stuck in all those crevices. So maintenance like that, yes. Is there advantage of using airbags, and do you guys have them? Yeah, of course. I've put them in quite a lot of my videos. Some people use them for dumb stuff like on containers. I don't know why, but they're really great for trailers. In fact, let me show you guys one. For the advantages of airbags. This super popular job that we posted. Fully loaded trailer, and those are the high recovery cushion airbags. They're good because trailer walls are not like containers. If you lift up, all the load on the sidewall is gonna stay right there. And as you lift up, the load stays on the floor while the trailer comes up, and that's how a lot of people crumple them and break them. So you use air cushion bags to assist you. So as you're lifting up with your straps, you have the bags as well, as far as you can go where the load would be at against the wall to keep the wall all together. And once it gets to like around 45 degrees or so, then your lifting lines take over and then you catch it gently. But yeah, of course we have them. We use them not often because we mainly get containers, but they are used. Do you have to test your lifting equipment periodically, your shackles and slings? Test them? Not really. I buy all my stuff from Bailey's and it already comes with certifications. So I trust, you know, all my equipment from there. You're like most of us, a face for radio. No, I think it's an old lady. It's boomer talk. What's been the most challenging recovery you've done that tested you the most? Oh, good question. Seth? Most challenging. I would say, if you guys remember this is one of my all-time favorite videos. Ridiculously heavy, could not fit the trucks on the street. We had to park them offset like this, side by side, one over the other. I mean, just looking at these pictures alone, you can tell this job was one for the books. Getting it upright at that, you know, much of a slope, this one was a challenge. And even then, I mean, we still got it done before nightfall. So that's pretty cool.
The driller?
Yeah. We got it close to the house. You know, there was power lines everywhere. That one was one for the absolute books. Woke toe shows? Bro, how is a toe show woke? God, people don't even know what that word means anymore. You're going to a toe show, you're woke. Does Beppes have a shower for you guys to use when you come back from a particularly stinky job? Yeah, we have one giant room with one huge sprinkler head at the top, and we save water by doing a group one. Are you going to record one at Miller Plant this weekend? Yes, I will be doing a ton of live streaming from the Miller Factory, from the Tennessee Toe Show. So absolutely, guys, stay tuned for that. I don't know if I was gonna do like day by day, like once Friday's done, I go to the hotel room and upload the footage for like the next morning. I'm thinking it'd be easier to just go live at the event. I don't know how that's gonna work though. It's gonna be huge, loud. I'm gonna be doing a lot of meet and greets since I'm a guest of honor, and they got an itinerary planned for me. Are there towing schools to learn the trade, or does an employee learn it all while on the job? There's schools. Jordan offers their own version, and I know Miller has the Miller rotator. I think it's in Tennessee, their school. I've never been to either one of those. Mainly just learned on the job and as is, but I've heard both of those are very good options. They're very hands-on. Josh, good to see you, brother. Nice. Thanks, Josh. Those stickers are sick. Off to go buy one. Hell yeah. Again, holographic. I got one on the back of my car and all kinds of stuff. How about a segment of schooling you put your guys through? There's no really schooling. Everything's like on the job. Like, for example, Alex, when he first started, there was a rotator call we had on a Sunday on my day off, and I got brought in, and Alex was here, so he was the second rotator guy. And that's how we pretty much train, is you just, hey, follow my lead, you know, and you tell them where to hook up, and either they get it or they don't.
710 and Imperial.
That one was dope.
Yeah.
Didn't even film it. Laura, when are you gonna send me the current picture of Aries? Oh man, I was gonna pull out my phone and do this. I can do it after this live stream. I've been very anti Instagram and anything meta related lately, but I have been posting a lot more, mainly because I'm jealous. Alex is now over 10,000 followers on that. If you guys, by the way, if you guys haven't, I'm gonna throw it in the chat. Pistolita _
Yeah.
If you guys have Instagram, you must follow Alex, dude. His content is fuego. Fuego. Man, I wish there was a way to filter out I get the same questions all the time, and I want to get to the good ones. Dan Stackhouse says, when you watch Alex work along with you, even when Alex is working by himself, he is certainly a professional guy. He really knows his stuff like you do. Alex says, thank you very much. C. Still a heavy delay on hooks replacement. No. This weekend, this following week, this week right now is the Tennessee Toe Show week at the end of the week. Following that event, that Monday, I'm getting a personal tour of the Miller factory to see my truck, Hulk 2.0. They said by then it's gonna be done. The boxes might be off though. That's the last thing they mount, but the truck is gonna be like pretty much done. Now it's not gonna have chains and slings and all that. We do that here, and we do the paint job here. But you guys will see in just 7 days. 7 days from now, the next live is gonna be at the Toe Factory, and my Hulk 2.0 is gonna be pretty much close to being ready. What does Hector think about his t-shirt? To be honest, man, I don't think Hector thinks much about anything. He thinks it's hilarious though. I have CDL. I need a job, brother. Okay, you're hired. You start tomorrow, 8 a.m.
She shows up
Right.
the other day.
What has been the most expensive job and ever done a job for free? We've done a lot of freebie jobs. I've been burned on quite a few jobs, so those are technically freebies. The most expensive, man, I don't think we've ever touched 50,000 on any one job, and you guys have seen we've done some crazy, crazy jobs. I think the only time I've even ever broken 40,000 on a job is with like multiple months of storage included on a tractor and trailer. It's rare that we dip into the 30s, but those do happen. 20s is not too common, but those happen a lot more frequently, and then everything down below. But I don't know if I know off the top of my head what the most expensive one is. Why won't they let you use synthetic lines? Again, I get asked this every time, and I don't know. You'd have to ask like whoever makes the rules to be on CHP rotation. It's just part of the rules. Maybe they just don't trust stupid people, because if people break lines with steel cable, they think that's gonna happen with synthetic cable. And I kind of agree with them, man. Have you seen our competition? No bueno. I have experience in towing, but no heavy duty. So then why sign on board to the largest heavy duty and recovery company in the state of California? Shout out from Texas. What's up, Texas? I notice you do compliment your coworkers when they have a good idea. I think that makes for a positive working environment. Of course, just because of my place at the company doesn't mean I always have the best ideas. Sometimes JoJo even, or like someone else will think of something and I'm like, you know, of course, let's run with that. That's why I hate those stupid comments. I see them on a lot of videos, like too many chiefs, not enough Indians. It's so dumb. People, I feel like that applies to like say a construction site where you have the lead architect, then you have a bunch of people under, then the builders. When there's a structure like that, yeah, but on these jobs, there's no playbook for it. Like, oh, okay, this mixer is missing a front axle and it's wedged in here and it's this. Turn to page 14 of the tow recovery. It doesn't exist. You're gonna get some jobs that no one's ever encountered before that you can't realistically train for. So in a job like that, why wouldn't I, you know, collaborate with all my coworkers? It just makes sense. And the work speaks for itself, I think. Do you still go help the Manlingen team? Not necessarily help them. Sean's one of those guys, he doesn't really need help. He's pretty huge on his own. But I am happy to say that if he does ever need, like say another rotator or assisting in a tow when they get busy, yeah, he'll call me, which is pretty cool because I don't think that guy calls anyone else. Are you playing the new Call of Duty when it comes out? No, I've not played a Call of Duty since high school. Which would have been like 20 years ago. I don't game as much as I wish I would. I don't ever. The last game I bought was the new God of War, and I haven't even really went through that, but I will be getting the new Grand Theft Auto 6.
GT6.
You gotta get that, man. Oh, that's a good question. Any news on the man who stole the truck weeks back? Alex, do you have an update on that?
The one that escaped?
No, the one that Hector beat up.
Oh, no.
How do we get an update on that? I don't have a police report, nothing. Hector did horrible with that. I will get you guys an update though. I'm very, very curious. In fact, dude, we should interview him. Interview the tweaker that stole the truck.
You still the camera's live.
They'll just take this up and
Yeah, take it off with the camera.
we all get shot? Oh, that's funny. I would imagine certification by Shredder is better than any training school. I kind of think so too. Like I mentioned before, the schools are great to get a foundation, to get a knowledge of the truck on, you know, do you have 6x37, what's, you know, XIPS, all these terms and stuff. The schools are great for that. And for your everyday, operating practices, But when it comes to the jobs we do, I agree that there's no better experience than working the job just hands-on with someone with a ton of experience and working it together. I have lots of money. Prove it. Send a donation right now for $100. If not, log out. Wow, Dodgers up 1-0. Excellent. What would you two be doing if it weren't in the towing business? I think Alex was a mechanic. Would you be a mechanic?
Probably.
I think Alex would be a mechanic. Me, I would be in the law field. That's what I was doing before doing this full time. I had my degree in paralegal studies, and the next step was to finish law school, do the whole thing, and become an esquire, but don't know if that would be as fulfilling as this.
The nephew of a high-powered attorney.
Josh, Casey Liddell is going to be at the tow show with you and Ron. Oh, no way. So he's part of the tow museum group with Tow Times? I thought it was just Ron. That's pretty cool. I've talked to Casey like on social media and stuff, discussed some stuff. He even shouted out one of my videos, the lithium battery one. So it'll be cool that the giants in the YouTube towing world are all meeting. Dodger baseball sucks. I don't know what to do with that information, but thank you for making it known. Baseball is so boring, lame. I'd rather be drinking and driving. Well, that explains a lot. Jamie Davis pick up a new rotator from Miller. 5 miles down the road, a box fell loose. I don't even know how that makes sense. A box isn't like it's something that's Velcroed or clipped on. I mean, I'm sure there's more to that story. And I didn't even know that they bought a new rotator. Last I heard, the one they got is from local here, from the fire department. Was Dave's rotator expensive to repair after he got hit? All said and done, I think it was over 100 grand. But because of at the time, my Samsara dash cams caught everything, they footed the bill. I think we had to front it, but I got reimbursed by them. You guys need dash cams, man. They are lifesavers, absolute lifesavers. Laura and Mr. Scotter, 1958, about the synthetics. Getting a law enforcement person on to talk about the synthetic lines would be a good idea, especially since the fire department has it, and I don't think it's a requirement for like California in general. It's just the California Highway Patrol, which we're on so many areas. It's like our bread and butter. It's their rule. So I'm sure I'll get to the bottom of it, but if I had to guess, it seems pretty obvious. This was probably a rule made at the time before, like me, for example, that made synthetics really popular, and Bailey's is everywhere now and people can see it. That rule was probably made before there was faith in synthetics. And you guys know how long it takes to change laws and rules and all that. Josh, do you have shirts that say, yeah, I know? Yes, I do. I have a lot of them. In fact, I will post right now the link to the Yeah, I Know shirt. What a hilarious idea for a shirt that actually took off, man. All the people that have those, you guys are A1. Damn it, I'll post it as a comment. It's not working. Let's go back to this, to the questions. Hello.
Yoshi, I keep seeing a stupid check for 10,000. That's probably the rent for Puente, huh? The one that's been pending since the weekend.
Yes.
I thought are. All right. Hey, Hector's already on the 91 passing the 710, and I'm on the.
Sorry guys, had to take some shredder interruptions. That's why we call him Joe Montana, quarterback. He loves, can't really fault him. I mean, it's his company, it's his business. He just loves being so involved on every level and getting updates and stuff. So some truck talk right there. Where was I at before the shredder interrupted us? Oh my God, you guys blew this up, dude. What's up from New Jersey? Joyzy? Have you watched anything from Ron Pratt? I think you two are super amazing to watch. I get this question all the time too, and no offense, but no. I did in the very beginning when I found out his channel just to see, but I'm sure he does the same way where, could you imagine if he had the time to spend hours on YouTube between two little kids? They're actually, my kids are in the next room right here being babysat by Angie, our dispatcher. I brought him to work, but between that and everything we do in editing, I don't have time to sit to like 40 1-hour-minute videos, hour-long videos to see everyone else. I get stuff sent to me like clips and snippets, but I mean, if I had a whole week off and I probably would, but for time reasons, no. Peter Lucero donated $19.99. Bro, I'm gonna heart this. Shout out to Peter. What is that thumbnail? Oh, I thought you were are you a firefighter, Peter? Retired, maybe? I can't really see on the tablet. I'm trying to zoom in, but it looks like it says fire at the top with your emblem. Peter, a real one. Since you're going to the tow show in Tennessee and you might meet Ron Pratt, why not give him a Bailey's Hulk bundle? Oh, bro, that's insulting. I get you're probably coming from good intentions, but could you imagine like the optics of that? Ron, who's been in the game way longer than I have, who's got a bigger YouTube channel than I do, me coming up to him, hey, bro, you need this. Like I said, I'm sure the intentions are good, but that could look really, 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 really bad. It's like, imagine NASCAR teams or F1 teams or something like that, and two competitors, one's like here, and then they give them car parts like. Besides, those are pretty expensive to be giving away. Casey is going to Baltimore. I'm not going to Baltimore. Maybe there was some confusion because, like I said, I didn't know if Casey was going to the Tennessee one that I'm doing. The Baltimore one is different. What's up from Canada? I ain't even in the business, but I enjoy watching your vids. Thank you, Rebel Red 01. I get those comments all the time from like people saying, I don't know why that algorithm brought me here, but I'm hooked. And new viewers make up something like 40% of all the views on like, the videos that come out. So that's pretty cool that this content reaches that kind of audience. People that normally aren't even in this industry or would think to watch this industry. Let's see. What do you think of the truck that Casey Liddell's truck, the Zach Lift? I don't really think of it. Not that I'm not a fan, it's just I have zero need for it. But if it works for him, that's awesome. There's no sound. Yeah, there was no sound earlier when my dad was on the line because I had to blur that out, confidentiality, business talk, or just in case he said some bad words. Just get me off that live shit. I don't want to be on that. You know how older, oh, this one's good. So Martise Caffey asked about the older rotators and the Outrigger system. So if you guys seen like my dad's, see if there's a picture. There he goes again. Father. Hello, Father.
Yoshi, the reason I called you, there's like $840 on my Sunrise on the Ranger. Make sure you get it. I left you 847 there.
Okay.
And then the 2 checks on the seat.
Okay, Dad.
And tell Jojo to bring you the other 2 checks for $1,029 each. There's 2 more pending for you.
You got it, boss. Thank goodness he didn't say anything bad. Casey is not in the tow business. He's into makeup stuff for YouTube content and to sell sponsorships. Even if he was, so what? That's his thing. If he wants to do that, he wants to do that. If he wants to pick and choose what calls to run, it's America, baby. You can do whatever you want. In fact, that's pretty cool. I mean, I can't divulge secrets, but I talked to him about how much he makes on YouTube. And if he's accurate, you'd understand why he does what he does. It's mind-boggling. Do not fault him at all for that. Oh, anyways, I got cut off by my father. How rude of him. So someone was asking about the rotators, the difference in the outrigger shape. So my dad's, they go out like if, right here, they come out like this, and then they plant down. And the new ones are just flat on the ground. Someone asked if that was a big improvement. Game changer, absolute game changer. There's a reason why my truck, which is a 50-ton, can lift well, not exponentially, but like tens of thousands of pounds more than my dad's truck, which is a 60-ton. So theoretically, he should be able to lift more off the side. I truly do believe that outrigger system is the bee's knees, as the young kids say. I'm officially all caught up on Tree Guy lore. So the Tree Guy, Alex met him at the Dodger Stadium. What are the odds that he would run into him and see him? But he did, and they got a selfie together. I posted recently. But I would love to get the Tree Guy. Just like I said, this podcast Alex and I have planned that he's working on right now. It'll be all kinds of industry experts, so we can have the Tree Guy on. And we'll give him a little roasting. I'm sure we'll give him, we should give him some Tree Guy merchandise. My Tree Guy, my Save the Trees handbag.
We'll give him a tree.
Alex thinks he's gonna give him a tree. A bonsai tree, a cactus?
Yeah, a little bit.
So we'll have him here and we can explain like, okay, California gets made fun of a lot. What are the real laws when it comes to environmental stuff? How strict really are we with trees? Do you know the endangered ones off the top of your head? Are you gonna shoot me if you see me step on a tree? How mad are you on my videos? We could milk that for like a half hour. So that's pretty cool and a good idea. What is the heaviest strap you carry? You mean in terms of working low limit, what it can lift? I think mine top out, the Platinum Sling's at 40,000 pounds in a vertical. But you can have one that's rated at 100,000 in a vertical. It doesn't really matter because you're only as strong as your weakest link. And our booms aren't that strong for that anyway. So there's really no practical need to go any higher. Bro, that's the 8th comment about gifting Ron Pratt a Bailey's tow kit. The few videos I've seen of Ron Pratt, his truck is full to the max. I don't think he could fit in a whole kit if he wanted to. But you guys are more than welcome to buy one for him. Which jobs you like doing best? And Alex too. Geez, I think while the lifts are very cool, especially when they're super heavy, like this one, which is the heaviest that's ever been done between 2 rotators, over like 150,000 pounds. I think the best ones are gonna be the ones like the excavator over the hill. Just ones that are so challenging that most of the tow companies would just shoot themselves before attempting to upright it. They give you the best sense of satisfaction when being done just because of the degree of difficulty knowing you have it in you, you know, what it takes to get it done. I think those are probably the best ones. Alex looks like an opera singer.
I know what?
Well, someone just said that for professions that you look like an opera singer. No way. And that I would be a good lawyer. Everyone says I'd be a wonderful lawyer because I argue so much. And I always have to win everything. Are your dispatchers in-house 24/7 or do you share with Pepe's IE? No, in-house 24/7. We share nothing with Pepe's IE. Whoa, Roku TV said, hey. Now, is this the real Roku TV? That's not possible. If so, that's cool. Bro, you want to laugh?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Probably a Navarro's person, but a Pepe's hater made an account just to go on this live and talk trash right now in live. I hate the Hulk, but hate to break it to you. I hate your videos and your silly towing truck, stinky person, stinky towing, stinky. I am spreading hate. I hate this thumb down. Could you imagine hating someone so much and caring so less about them that you got to take time out of your worthless life to go and register on a website, do the registration process, verify your email, upload a picture, and then log on to my live to say all of this? Guarantee you that's a local tower right there. I always find that hilarious. I get comments from people all over the world like, hey John, I learned how to rig from you. You know, people want to come from all over the world when they visit. Like, I need to visit Pepe's. I'm getting honored at the tow show. But then you have all the local dudes and they're the biggest haters. Mad jealous, dude, mad jealous. Seems to be a lag on this stupid live. I don't know why. What truck did you wreck? What truck did you wreck? I didn't wreck any truck. I don't know what they're saying over there in Scotland where you're from, but please clarify. I work in movies, but I play your vids in the background while I work. Psh, that's because this stuff's better than Hollywood, baby. None of that fake stuff.
You work for bank rooms?
Watching you from Canada, notice the drinks you drink is very high in sugar. First of all, I didn't know you were a nutrition coach, but the blue ones actually don't have any sugar. That's actually their claim to fame. And what isn't gonna kill you these days? Relax. There, better? So, it is getting late. I got some comments left, but I need to get back to finishing up. I gotta catch up on YouTube videos before the trip, because when I'm over there, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, so I need to have them already lined up and scheduled. So while I get on that, I still need names for the podcast. Alex and I are thinking of On The Hook, because I already have this logo, or Off The Hook. So On The Hook podcast or Off The Hook with Josh and Alex, you know. So leave the comments on what you think best would be for that. I'll leave you guys to it. And I will see you this week at the Tennessee Tow Show. And again, very, very soon, this is going to be our podcast room. Pretty much donezo. With that said, peace out, y'all.